Hi, welcome to KORRACAST.
I'm back. It's been a while, and I gotta say, it feels great to be back.
I am here, and I am a mouse no longer.
I'm already regretting them being back.
All right, Chris, jump back in. Hello. Hola. Bienvenidos. Welcome back to another episode of KORRACAST. Today we're going to be talking about the episode Enemy at the Gates. Some of you guys have been asking us in the comments, what's going to happen when The Legend of Korra is over?
So, as you may have noticed, we have not done the Rift Part 2 of the comic book. We thought it best left for after Season 4. So, we will be continuing KORRACAST with the comic reviews. Also, we all have a couple projects that we're percolating, they're bubbling, we're getting stuff ready, and it's going to be a grand old time.
One such project, we're most likely going to be returning to 4 Reels. 4 Reels, for most of you who don't know, is our movie review show. It's very similar in format to KORRACAST, and we'll probably be starting that back up end of the year.
Yeah.
Sure.
You guys want to?
Maybe for Oscar season.
Maybe
for ready to
For
go.
the 3 fans that had any hopes of Naruto Corner ever returning, it's never coming back. So really, just let those hopes
No,
die.
he's going to do a grand finale episode.
You're letting all your fans down.
At gunpoint. We've got a few Yumchunk's original shorts that have been written and have not been filmed, so we're going to be working on those.
We're trying to find funding now, so
We're gonna have
You
a
can
Kickstarter.
contribute at this link.
Give us
to
money.
our
Send
Kickstarter.
money to
What else? Yeah, I have a mystery project that I'm cooking up.
Mystery Team.
It's a review show about the movie
Mystery
sounds
Man?
mysterious.
Every week we're going to be talking about the movie Mystery Men.
Oh.
No. I got a project that I'm working on. I'm really excited about it. Hopefully I'll do it. I don't know. Not committing yet.
You're not really giving me a lot of details.
Yeah.
However.
Also,
big-
thumbs up. I'm not committing yet. I don't.
So at any rate, Yumchunks is not going to go away when KORRACAST is over. We'll still be doing KORRACASTs every once in a while, just not as frequently as we do right now. And we have a good handful of projects that we're working on and we're going to be doing at the beginning of 2015. So stay subscribed, please.
And our apologies in advance. No,
What'd you think?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought the fight scene we got in there was one of the best so far. It was completely
The
different.
robot battle?
Yeah, the robot battle.
The robot.
The robots.
Yeah.
And besides the action sequence, which was amazing, I thought there was a lot of other really cool things that happened.
Yeah, one thing that I want to touch on before that robot fight happened was the fact that Varric, he was tampering with the spirit roots, trying to figure out what to do with them, and then obviously his experiment went horribly wrong, and it just blasted a hole in their train. Did you notice that beam of energy that came out was the same type of energy beam that Vatu shot out?
I did notice that, actually.
So, I don't know exactly what that means.
I think it's just, we can assume it's spirit
Yeah,
energy.
Right, they're
Yeah,
harnessing
but-
the spirit
But
energy
I
from
just
the
find
vines.
I find it fascinating that they're even bringing a link between spirits and science.
Yeah.
That they're able to progress in that direction,
Oh,
whereas
yeah, it's
spirits has
interesting.
always been a vague concept up
One
until
thing
the
that
season.
I think we really need some explanation on is why is Kuvira so obsessed with getting this power?
I'm still of the opinion that her end game is to take over Republic City and merge
Yeah.
it back into the Earth Kingdom. Maybe she said, hey, when there was a giant kaiju battle, this energy wrecked the city. I can use this to my advantage.
Well, she also knows that Republic City is completely intertwined with the vines that contain that power. So
Oh, there's that too.
If she is as intelligent as I think she is, it's gonna be one of those weapons where it's like, this is what I got, so don't mess with us. It's like it's
Right,
almost like
it's
a
an
nuke.
arms race.
Yeah, it's
Right,
a nuke.
it's
So
an
it's
arms
like,
race.
look, I
Yeah.
created this power before any of you guys did. Do you want me to use it on you? Because I will if you don't back down.
Well, she's already said that repeatedly. Like, look, we're just got to show them we're serious. She said in
Right.
previous episodes, so that's just another example of her just like, look, we got to have this so that we can prove to them that we can.
Yeah.
But we don't want to use it.
Right, but if she really is going to go after Republic City, she's got quite a big army right now, and I feel like she's probably going to take down Zaofu, unfortunately, but I don't think that army would be able to take down the United Republic forces. I could potentially see Zaofu in the next episode being this series' Day of Black Sun, where it's a tragic loss for the good guys, and then we have to save the day at the end of the season.
I kind of want to talk a little bit about Kuvira's methods and the way she's going about doing things. And I kind of wanted to tie it into something that, this is going to be kind of a weird crossover. I mean, not really, but that Tywin Lannister said in Game of Thrones when he was talking about like when someone like basically surrenders and they bend the knee, Like, what do? You have to help them back up. And that's because if you beat someone when they're vulnerable and you keep knocking them down, then no one's ever going to want to surrender to you. And I think that's exactly why Zaofu doesn't want to surrender. It's because they see what happens to the people that, give up and join this empire. Yeah. It's that they get thrown into these camps.
They're definitely depicting her as kind of one-sided, one-minded in her approach to everything. I was kind of hoping that there's going to be a little more to that, and there was...
Yeah, we got a little bit of her backstory.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, how that we felt that it was lacking. And maybe when we get her backstory, I'll be a little bit more empathetic to her.
I'm not quite sold, but I did think that she seems like she has a grudge almost.
Obviously, there's a lot of personal history behind that. She wants to get revenge against Suyin or whatever.
But I mean, revenge for...
I don't know. Like, what? She didn't agree with her?
I'm going to do what some random soldier in my army wanted me to do? How dare she? This means I must slaughter her family. Like, what?
I mean, and Suyin, she's in a place like, okay, look, I don't want that much power. Like,
I mean, I think that it is probably... showcasing though how the lack of the previous generation's leadership has caused these problems, right? I mean, that's just another example how she should have done something, not just
whatever, hands off.
So that was her fault, but that doesn't necessarily...
But does that dictate this kind of a response?
Even if it doesn't dictate that, it still doesn't motivate, I think, character-wise, Kuvira. Right?
Yeah, it's not enough still.
Still missing some characters. I still feel like there's one piece that needs to be put into place that go, oh, now I get Kuvira.
I think maybe an argument, though, could be made that it is maybe just her being a stubborn jerk, is that you get the counterpoint in this episode, which is, I think what we all thought was maybe some of our favorite part of this episode, is the Asami storyline.
Oh, the Asami storyline was
you see what happens when someone is able to let the past, okay, maybe I shouldn't hold... Maybe there's possibility here. Why am I holding this grudge? I'm only hurting myself. And so you kind of get the counterpoint to that.
Yeah, there's not really much to lose in putting an effort into trying to make peace with your demons. And,
Well, on that note, do you think that Asami's discussion with her father was just a resolution for her character? Or do you think that's going to lead to something further in the series that maybe they're going to get Hiroshi back into making robots?
I mean, I think it's a touching character thing for this episode that stands on its own, but I think the repercussions of where she's going to go as a character, and it's going to be about trust, and are you going to be able to kind of move on from the things that have hurt you in the past, right? And with Varric coming back to Republic City, and what he knows about it, and her industry, I think there's going to be some definite plot developments there too. What do you guys think about everyone else around Kuvira being retarded? Oh yeah, what about being deformed?
A Pop-Tart. Every single person who's on Kuvira's side is blind to the fact that she's Mrs. I'm a bad guy.
No. I think they're like, look, their methods are harsh, but the ultimate goal is the end justifies the means. That's the way I see it.
I don't know if they're dumb. I think they're also they're afraid of her. Everyone that seems to have tried to stand up to her, she just immediately shoots them down. I mean, you see it with Bolin. Every time that Bolin is like, I don't know if we're doing this the right way, then he poops his pants because Kuvira scares him.
I mean, I think it just boils down to my issues with Kuvira as a strong villain character. I just don't understand how she convinced an entire army. These are individuals. It's not a mass blanket. How did all these people and Varric how did Varric get on board in the first place? But
they believe that they're serving their nation. It's not a matter of
I have yet to
their
see
leaders
how
evil.
They're serving. It'd be one thing if I had seen the evidence of how this, but we have yet to see little snippets of
we really need a montage.
We need a montage or something that have shown what she's done.
I know that this doesn't seem like it would fit anywhere into a show that airs on Nickelodeon, but we need to see the politics of what it takes to be a leader for 3 years and the mental toll that it would take on you.
No, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
When we go to the flashback, we can see that she's a very different person than where she is now.
Yeah.
She's gone through a lot, and she's had to make probably some really hard choices. And we can disagree with those or whatever, but we haven't really seen the progress. We see the start and the finish, and that's what we have.
Yeah. The biggest question that we're gonna have at the end of the season is if Kuvira is now this leader, and I mean if she is essentially the Earth Queen, and the citizens of the Earth Kingdom have to follow the Earth Queen just no matter what. I mean that was what they said when we went to Bossing Say earlier in Book 3, is that does Korra even have really a right to interfere in her plans? I mean if she reunites the Earth Kingdom and it's in a way that isn't attacking the other nations, then who's to say that Korra has any right to interrupt that?
Right, it doesn't matter, is she doing it through unethical or violent means? Would be my question. And then I would say that probably should get in there.
You could almost say the construction of any sort of modern society started off with some sort of violent means because it had to get everyone somewhere. He had to knock them into like submission because naturally people are just going to want to do whatever they want. And so you have to have laws, you have to have regulations, you have to push people in the right direction. Sometimes you have to push them hard.
That's what I'm saying. That argument is better than anything Kuvira's ever said in the show so far.
Yeah.
But it's the thing right. We're operating on those kinds of
assumptions. There's no reason for her to bring it up because she's already been doing it for 3 years, which is why we need that episode.
It's a TV show. I'm an audience watching a TV show.
I love you,
I
Sean.
need it.
You need it. I need you. Paige, this doesn't mean anything.
What?
Welcome to the next segment of this episode of KORRACAST, which is the viewer response. Here for today's viewer response question, we turn it to anybody but me to ask you the question that you'll be answering.
Part of the deal.
Here's the question, audience members. What do you think the future of Hiroshi Sato is in the series? Do you think he's there just for Asami's character resolution, or do you think he's going to have a pivotal role to play in the fighting of the Kuviras?
And if there is a role, what will that role be?
For some reason, it made me think of Kuvira as like a Russian nesting doll, and it's like he pops up more little Kuviras.
Yeah, little.
Somebody, if anybody have any crafting skills,
make us a
Kuvira Russian nesting doll for Christmas, and we'll send you something.
We'll accept it.
we will give you our forever, our eternal love.
I'm not doing that.
Can we make a sitcom called That's So Chewy? And it's like That's So Raven, but it's your life instead?
So I have powers.
Yeah.
Well, let's just rebroadcast That's So Raven.
Or whatever her name is to play Chewy.
Yeah.
Samoan? Did you call her Samoan?
I call her Simone.
Okay.
But we should get a Samoan.
Yeah. Can we get The Rock to play you?
I would be honored. I would be honored to have The Rock play me. I feel like I'm not
But
deserving.
that means you're going to have to play The Rock in all of his movies.
Yeah.
I would again be honored
You're going to be in Fast
To be
7,
in-
even though they already filmed it. And it's
to be in Escape from Witch Mountain 2.